Well, about a year and a half ago, Nathan was skiing, and he had a little jolt while he was skiing and didn't think much of it. Came home and woke up early in the morning. It was probably like 4 o'clock in the morning with some nausea and some pain, and he couldn't make it to the bathroom.
For 24 hours I stayed in my bed. The next morning I got up in the morning and thought, I got something's wrong. We talked to my wife. She drove me to the American Fork Hospital. Immediately the doctor looked at me. He knew something was wrong. He did some tests, including some MRIs and CAT scan, and identified that I had a stroke. I was shocked at the time why that I had a stroke. I'm 34 years old. There's no way I could have a stroke. And I asked him again, a stroke? He said, yeah, you've had a stroke and it looks like it's a major stroke. So we need to do some more tests to identify, get some more information so we can better treat you with this. And
I didn't know what to do. I was really scared and beside myself, actually, and called my dad and had him help me drive. And we followed the ambulance up to the IMC in Murray, and we spent the next 2 weeks up there. Great doctors, went through the whole thing, explained everything. They were a little concerned with him because every time there was a problem, he didn't have the symptoms of whatever the problem was.
The way that I'd always previously understood strokes is when there's a clot that goes up into the brain, and then people can't talk, or they blur their speech, or they become paralyzed, partially paralyzed. What happened to me specifically is when there was some damage in the back of the artery to my neck. Most likely occurred when I was skiing the previous day, and as that artery was healing itself, there was a blood clot there, as there should be, and that clot was pushed up to my brain. I think my perception of those types of injuries has completely changed. That also, in terms of my own health, I'm a lot more cautious in the types of activities that I engage in, as well as I'm more acutely aware of headaches that I have or any types of pain in my neck or head. And I immediately, I remember all the treatment that I received there and tests that were performed by the doctors. And sometimes if I have a bad headache, I'll check my balance, or I'll check my eyes, and I'll make sure I have plenty of baby aspirin to keep the blood thin, to make sure that if anything were to happen, that I take the necessary precautions before having to get it checked out.
Great doctors and nurses that really took care of us and helped us to understand what was going on. And yeah, it was great. A scary time, but we were able to get through it. And now he's back to his old self and completely fine. So I think for me, I try to not take him for granted, because it was so scary for me. It was to think about not having him around was very scary. So we try to not take those things for granted and to enjoy each other and be together as a family.